Hey everyone, welcome back to the UniOne channel. This is the final episode in our short series on modern email security. If you've watched our previous videos on MTA-STS and DANE, you already know that securing email delivery is both a fascinating technical challenge and, at times, a bit of a security minefield. So, you've done the hard work. You've locked down TLS, you enforce encryption policies, and validate certificates through DNSSEC and DANE. But one night, a thought hits you. How'd I actually know it's all working? That's exactly where today's topic comes in, TLS reporting, or TLS-RPT. The final piece of the puzzle that makes sure your email encryption is doing its job. What TLS-RPT does? TLS-RPT doesn't encrypt or enforce anything by itself. Think of it as your security analyst. It watches, logs, and reports on what happens when your messages move across the internet. If MTA-STS and DANE are your bodyguards, TLS-RPT is the one writing the incident report. It's the layer that lets you know when something's gone wrong, before your customers notice. Why do we need it? Because even the best setup can fail silently. You might occasionally introduce a small DNS typo that prevents a proper TLS handshake, or use a certificate that expired yesterday. Your email system might then simply fall back to sending messages in plaintext. No alerts, no bouncebacks, nothing. Your messages arrive, but not securely. That's the kind of blind spot TLS-RPT was built to fix. Now let's talk about TLS-RPT in context. TLS-RPT works hand in hand with the other protocols. TLS handles the encryption itself. MTA-STS enforces TLS or no way. DANE authenticates TLS certificates through DNSSEC. And TLS-RPT collects and reports what's actually happening behind the scenes. If we put it in everyday terms, TLS is the lock, MTA-STS and DANE are the rules about how that lock should be used, and TLS-RPT is the security camera that tells you when the lock is jammed. Without TLS-RPT, you're basically walking blind. Encryption could fail, and you'd have no clue until it's too late. So how does the TLS-RPT work under the hood? Here's what happens when a remote mail server tries to deliver a message to your domain. First of all, the sending server looks up your MTA-STS and TLS-RPT DNS records. It attempts to start a TLS connection using START-TLS. Then it logs what happened, whether the connection succeeded, failed, or was downgraded. Once per day, the server compiles all of that data into a report, formatted as JSON. And finally, that report is then sent to the email address you've defined in your TLS-RPT DNS record. These reports contain statistics on successful and failed connections, policy validation results, and reasons for failures, things like expired certificate, no start TLS support, or hostname mismatch. In short, TLS-RPT is like a real-time telemetry feed that keeps you informed about how well your encryption is working across the entire email network. What a TLS-RPT report looks like. TLS-RPT reports are formatted in JSON, which makes them easy to read for software, and even humans, if needed. Here's an example. Each report gives you a 24-hour snapshot of how another mail server sees your domain's TLS behavior. You'll know who connected, how often encryption succeeded, and what went wrong when it didn't. You don't need to analyze these reports manually. Tools like Google Postmaster can visualize them for you, but even a quick look can reveal common problems like certificate mismatches or repeated start TLS failures. Setting up TLS-RPT for your domain. Setting it up is surprisingly simple. All you need is one DNS-TXT record that tells the world where to send reports. Here's the example. Let's break it down. This is the version identifier, always this value. This part is the address where reports will be sent. Once you publish this record, any mail server that supports TLS-RPT will start sending daily JSON. A few best practice tips for you. Use a dedicated mailbox, like TLS-reports at yourdomain.com. Set up an auto-forward or archive rule to keep things tidy. And focus on trends, not single events. What matters are patterns or spikes in failure rates. If all is good, you'll see a steady flow of positive reports. But when something breaks, TLS-RPT will be the first to tell you. If you're not getting reports, double-check your DNS syntax and make sure your mailbox isn't blocking attachments. If reports start piling up, don't hoard them forever. Parse, log, and delete the OK ones. And if you see confusing errors, look for patterns. One random failure? Ignore it. 10 identical ones daily? That's a misconfig. Remember, TLS-RPT doesn't fix the issue. It gives you the data to fix it. Email transport security is evolving fast. New standards keep emerging and old ones are being deprecated. What doesn't change is the goal, making sure your messages get delivered securely and reliably. By combining TLS, DANE, MTA-STS, and TLS-RPT, you're not just meeting technical standards, you're building trust. And trust, in email, is everything. Thanks for watching our tutorial. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. See you soon.